My name is Raven, and in this video I'm going to be reading classics and their modern retellings. So, the classics in question, the classics in question are the Iliad and Odyssey by Homer, translated by Emily Wilson. I don't care at all about Emily Wilson's translations. I don't care, whatever. I quite literally cannot wait to read these. So I'm gonna do it chronologically, kind of. Start with the Iliad, then go to, we all know what's coming next here. Now I have technically read this, but I'm gonna read the Iliad and then reread this. And I see a lot of people bashing this, people who love the original, so I kind of just want to make space for both. Okay, and then I'm gonna read the Odyssey because this takes place after the Trojan War. And then finally, I'm going to read this, which I have not read. And it's also my local library's book club book pick for this month. I don't have that much time to do all of this. I just realized. But yeah, So, without further ado, let's start Emily Wilson's translation of the Iliad. This will be fun because I can't remember if I've actually read this or not, but I do know that I started it like the Barnes & Noble pretty Iliad, but the translation was kind of, I don't want to say boring. It just didn't have that zest that I think that Emily Wilson's may have. So I'm really excited because this is kind of how I feel about like Anne Carson's translations of the Bacchae. Like it really just brings a poetic zest to it. I'm gonna stop talking now and start reading. It's been a few days. I am back with an update. I am about halfway through the Iliad and loving it. It's sometimes harder to get into work that is also poetry for me. I really suffered through Inferno. It might have also been the translation I had, but whatever it is, the story or the translation, this rocks. It just grabs you. I love the language. I think it's really fun. Well, it's actually not fun. It's actually the opposite of fun, which brings me to my next point. I forgot how gory it is. Obviously, it is completely about war, and it does not hold back from focusing on the gore and the tragedy of it in a really human way. Homer will describe a person on the battlefield and will go into all of these details about the family that they left behind and, oh, like, maybe they would have returned to this person and this would have happened and this would have happened, but that didn't happen because Hector or whoever actually killed him really horrifically and graphically, and here you go. It's devastating, truly. But I love it! I just think it has so much to say about the society that the Greeks themselves were in. It's, oh god, the glare in my glasses is so annoying. I apologize for that. Anyways, it was a really brilliant society, but it was also one that was filled with chronic warfare, constantly battling each other, and this is really giving you, you know, the glory and the gore. I wonder if that's where we got that phrase. I'll have to look that up. Anyways, I'm gonna try and lock in and finish this today. I have a little bit more than 300 pages, but it's poetry! I can finish this tonight. I can, I think. Also, I think I might start this today too, because I just am really like yearning and longing to read this book again. And I will say, like, the depiction of Achilles in here, like, I know a lot of people really hate, and I totally get it. He's really full of himself, but I also just am so drawn to him, I think, because ultimately he has this, like, he's famous because he's half god, right? So he's obviously gonna think of himself as a little bit superior, but he's also half mortal, so he still has to deal with, you know, mortality and that aspect of war. And I'm really drawn to his meditations on mortality, we'll call it. Yes, he's flawed, but well, I'm only halfway through, so we'll see. But yeah, that's my update. I'm super excited, and thanks for listening to me yap, and I will probably be back tonight with an update. I'm gonna hopefully lock in and read so much. Hello world. I just finished book 17 of the Iliad. Feeling so awesome. I have not been crying at all. I do not feel inconsolable and upset and honestly devastated. I'm gonna take a break for a little bit and put this away. I'm actually so upset. I'm so upset, but it's fine. It's not real, as my mom just said to me. She walked by and saw me sobbing and was like, it's just a book. And she's so right. I have an update. I took a couple of days after I finished Emily Wilson's translation of the Iliad. This, oh my god. I don't even have the words for how much I loved this. I read the last 400 pages in one sitting. I just blew through it. I was so emotionally attached. I was really feeling their pain, perhaps a little too much. Genuinely was sobbing through the whole end, but which, like, with an ancient text, like, I did not think I was gonna be that emotionally involved, but I really, it grabbed me. I don't know. I really loved it, and because I loved it so much, I decided that rather than jump into Song of Achilles, I would jump right into her translation of the Odyssey. Big mistake, dog. I don't like it. Let me be real. I'm on page 250 and there is 100 pages of introduction, so I didn't read the introduction yet because I like to read the intro after I read the book. Because when I was in high school, I read Frankenstein and I read the introduction first, and they fully told me someone who dies. Like a big spoiler of someone who dies. So now I don't read introductions first, even though I do know what happens in the Odyssey, but whatever. I just care so much less about Odysseus, to be so honest. About all of them, to be honest. I'm sorry, but I don't get this one. It's not interesting to me at all, because the Iliad, it's all, for the most part, it's set in the same place. So even though there's different people that it centers on, it's all through this lens of the Trojan War, 10th year. We're either in the Greek camp or the Trojan camp, or we're with the gods. So, but it's all the same kind of time frame. We've got Odysseus' son, we've got his wife, we've got those suitors. Then we also have Odysseus. I guess that's really not that many plot lines, but it just feels like it's all over the place. I guess I'm not that far, so maybe I shouldn't judge it too harshly, but I'm a lot more bored. I feel like this should be the one that is more fun and entertaining because there's so many more monsters and adventures. I just don't like Odysseus. I think that's the issue. I just think he's annoying. Him and Athena this whole book just go, oh my god, you're so smart. Oh my god, no, you're so smart. Oh my god, no, you're so smart. Let me help you out. That is the whole... Ugh. I just think it's kind of boring, but I'm gonna keep going with it. I was gonna say I'm gonna suffer through, but I'm gonna hopefully find some things that I like about it. I really loved the Iliad, so I really want to like this. And I think her translation's really good. I just think ultimately I'm not super compelled by this story. I do think this one is interesting too in terms of a soldier's homecoming. I think it says things about the psychological kind of return of a soldier through these trials and tribulations that he faces. I think that's kind of a, symbolism. I lost that thought, but hopefully you knew what I was trying to say. I'm trying to be smart about this, and I don't care at all about the Odyssey. I'm gonna be really strong and brave though, and hopefully get some of this read today. I will let you know when I have another update. Hopefully things will get better. Hopefully it'll get more entertaining. Odysseus really does just get more and more annoying. Like, he's just getting everyone killed. He's so full of himself. I'm at the part with Circe. Let me just Hermes has come to visit Odysseus and he's giving him advice, and he says, blah blah blah, like, rush at her with your sword, blah blah blah. She will be frightened of you and will tell you to sleep with her. Do not hold out against her. She is a goddess. If you sleep with her, you will set free your friends and save yourself. I'm sorry. What? Why? Why? Okay. Man, the depictions of women in these books is so appalling. It just has to be said. I'm not gonna go into it super deeply, but it just... I finally finished The Odyssey. Although this is the shorter of the two, this took me so much longer to get through, but the introduction that Emily Wilson wrote gave me a lot of insight into what it represents, why it's important, that sort of thing. I can see the merit in it, but one of the things that this introduction points out is that the Iliad and Odyssey are in almost every way complete opposites. So while my preference is for the Iliad, that almost in itself means that I'm not going to enjoy the Odyssey as much. So I think that if you don't like one of them, you'll probably enjoy the other. I almost wish I had read the Iliad and then the Song of Achilles, but I didn't, because I was so excited about Homer. But fear not, I have now started the Song of Achilles. Now this is a reread for me, but I'm still loving it. It's been a couple, maybe like 3 to 4 years since I've read this. Wow, that doesn't feel right. So it is certainly long overdue to return to. Madeline Miller, what a poet you are. What a beautiful writer. I love the voice. We are in the mind of such a beautiful person, and I'm not super far. I am on page 58. Not super far in this, but definitely enjoying it. Glad to return to my Achilles and Patroclus. Very glad. Just wanted to update, let you know how things are going over here in Classic Land. We are now moving to modern retellings, and I am so excited. I literally cannot wait to read Circe, because I hated the Odyssey so bad, and obviously Odysseus is the main character. So I'm just very excited to get a different point of view on the circumstances of the Odyssey. I do think my main issue with it, though, is that you have all of these crazy monsters. Sea monsters, cyclops, gods, so many magical, whimsical things. And yet, most of the time, those experiences take up about 3 to 4 pages. But we have so much time of Odysseus just killing people, scheming. Whatever. But yes, I 100% recommend Emily Wilson's introductions. I don't always love an introduction, but I really recommend hers. And I also really recommend her translations. I think that she does such a lovely job of modernizing, of making it accessible. And I think that in the classics world, I think a lot of people have forgotten that Homer was originally performed and sung, and it was accessible to everyone. People understood these songs and these words. It wasn't stuffy Shakespearean language. It was for everyone. So I love her endeavors to make these poems more readable and more fun. I had so much fun reading these, so I 10 out of 10 recommend. I think the Iliad is probably 5 out of 5 stars, and I'm gonna ruminate on the Odyssey because I think I need to put personal opinion aside, personal preferences, and recognize that it is like a prolific work of poetry, but at the same time, I did not enjoy it. So we'll maybe hold off on giving that one a rating. Okay, bye for now. Okay, it's been a while, but I have officially finished Song of Achilles and Circe, and I'm here to report. So I wanted to start with Song of Achilles because that was what I finished first. I really enjoyed it. It was probably 4.5, 4.7 stars-ish. And once I finished it, I went right on to Goodreads, and then I got so angry because there were just so many bad reviews of this book. So I'm gonna break down some of the criticisms of it and why I think that they are low-key wrong. So the first criticism that I saw was that Patroclus's only personality trait is that he's in love with Achilles. And I just thought that that was very untrue. Yes, he's in love. It's a kind of love that he's willing to sacrifice everything for, but it's not as if their relationship is the only thing Patroclus has going on. I mean, he has been exiled, so Achilles is his one friend in this scenario, but he also has other interests. Like, he's not a warrior, but he's really interested in medicine and healing, and all of that tracks with the information that we're given in the Iliad. So I think it's really easy to judge, but I just didn't think those judgments were sound. Sort of in that same vein, people were, I guess, annoyed by this sacrificing dramatic love that they have, but a lot of people made it sound like Patroclus was the only one feeling that way, and I also felt that that was extremely untrue, because look what happens when they're separated. The whole story goes to this point where Achilles has this inhuman rage because he's lost his Patroclus. So I just felt like it was stupid for people to be like, oh, it's just one-sided, like it's his only personality trait. Like, no, they both have that. Oh, and I also saw a ton of people being like, oh my god, all she does is talk about Achilles' feet and how soft and pink they are. Yes, but it's to show the class difference between them. All these other boys that are living in this house with Achilles, like, they're running around, they're doing training. He's the prince of the land. So it's to demonstrate that he has this, like, soft, sheltered life. You know, if people don't like it, like, I can completely recognize that the writing style is probably not for everyone, but I personally really enjoyed it, and those were some things that the Goodreads reviews just really had me irritated about. I think you can see a deeper meaning and like what Madeline Miller is trying to demonstrate, and a lot of people felt that the characters were one-dimensional, but I really didn't see that. I don't know, to me they were very much alive and real, so I really enjoyed it. I don't have it with me because I have moved across the country. No, sorry, to a different country, so I don't have my book with me to hold up. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I love her writing style, and I think with Song of Achilles and with Circe, I really love that she has given an entire life to characters that only get a few pages of Homer's epic poems. So I think it's really cool to take the source material that we have and give these characters fleshed out, fully lived human lives. And yeah, so that brings me to Circe. 5 stars, no notes. Amazing read. Amazing read. I finished it last night and had to stare at the wall for a little bit. It was incredible. Such a page turner, like such a gripping story. The Song of Achilles is a bit slow. If you're not super invested in these people, I can understand why you might not be having the best, most engaged time. But Circe, if you're not interested in her story, like, I don't know. It's got monsters, it's got magic, it's got love. Oh my god, it's got a little something for everyone. I love the way that Madeline Miller writes about divinity. I love the way she writes about mortality. I love the way she writes about love and friendship and nature. Oh my god, it was so amazing. And again, I love that when we think of Circe, we think of Odysseus, right? Like, we think of her small part in the Odyssey. She's just one of the many monsters and trials that Odysseus faces. But this book, like, Odysseus was just one tiny little portion of all of the things that Circe had faced as an immortal being. It was a truly wonderful read. I finished it and I thought there was more. I turned the page and I was like, what? It's done? But it had the most beautiful, perfect ending. I genuinely have zero critiques on that. Ugh. It was so good. So yes, that is my reading classics and their modern retellings. I genuinely had so much fun doing this video. It really combined two different genres that I love, so I'm hoping to do more of these in the future, and if you would like to see that, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye.